keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? It is Sunday, October 20th, 2019. Oh, man. Well, I mean, I guess a little bug of under the weatherness is hitting everybody. I think maybe it's my allergies or maybe it's this weird weather over here on the East Coast. But it's Sunday morning, getting myself ready for these afternoon games for the National Football League. It's week 7, y'all. Another week, couldn't get to you guys on a Thursday to drop a podcast, but you know what? I think I might just start rolling with, posting my pick on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, because for the past 2 weeks, I've been winning my Thursday night games. As you all know, for the first, 5 weeks, I've been, hey, man, my Thursday night pick just basically went the opposite way, man. But these past 2 weeks, man, I picked up W's, start my week off right with a nice win. I had the Chargers beating the Broncos. Unfortunate, injury to Patrick Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday night, but it's not as serious as what people was thinking during the game on Thursday. He'll be out for about 3 weeks. The impact, man, it is a huge impact, for that injury for that team, because, it also gives them an opportunity to try to find out, if they can possibly, win without Patrick Mahomes. Not saying that, trying to figure out if you guys can get where I'm going. So basically, the Kansas City Chiefs are too reliant on Patrick Mahomes. They don't run the ball well. And that's just something that they need to find out. Let me get a little swig here, water. I said, guys, allergy season and all that, but excuse me, but they are too reliant on Patrick Mahomes, and it just seems like certain parts of the past 2 weeks, the Texans game and the Colts game, it just seems like the run game wasn't going, and we're just looking to let Pat Mahomes just like air it out, and it just don't work like that all the time. And you need to find balance on your offense. This is a very pass happy Kansas City Chiefs offense, and the run game is non-existent. And it's funny because at the same time they can't stop the run on defense, but they can't run the ball on offense, which is pretty funny. I mean, they did pretty well against the Broncos on Thursday night. Broncos are a complete mess, man. From the quarterback on, I mean, the only thing that was holding them together in that game, was defense was the only side of the ball that was playing with some type of fire. That offense looked like wow. And I think, Lindsay, I think he pretty much was yelling at Flacco during the game. I think because of one of the passes that Flacco threw kind of put Lindsay in harm's way, getting, cracked. But for Kansas City, man, these next 3 weeks, they need to find themselves an identity, to run the football and, utilize that, all these other extra weapons they got on offense. You got Shady McCoy, it's time for them to try to find a way to run the ball and be effective running the ball. This way, it will save, Patrick Mahomes from any, future injuries. You don't want to put the whole game on that man's shoulder, because then other teams are going to key in on it and see it, just like how they've been doing now. And it has been starting since the AFC title game, where, you keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline, you pretty much got this game wrapped up. And the same thing that the Colts did a couple weeks ago, and the same thing that the Texans did a week ago. You keep that man on the sideline, man. I think the Texans had the ball for almost 40 minutes. So if you keep that man on the sideline, man, you keep that offense, that offense is down. But defensively, they're going to have to step up, a lot over the next 3 weeks to help out Matt Moore, who's going to be taking over the quarterback for Patrick Mahomes. And let's see how the Chiefs do. And there's been a lot of, turmoil, a lot of people questioning, oh, this is putting New England in the driver's seat, for the AFC. Man, y'all, it's too early, man. It's still too early. I mean, even if, the Chiefs go, let's say if they go 1-2 over the next couple of weeks until Mahomes get back, it's, they'll put them where, what they lost two already. So they'll put them at, what are they, about 5-2. So they'll be what, 6-4. Well, that's pretty bad. But I mean, you still got a lot of football left. They could run the table the rest of the way and end up, 12-4 or whatnot, and they still, the Patriots and Chiefs still have that key matchup coming up in December, but it's all about what you do between now and then to make sure that game means something towards playoff seeding. And it's just too early for folks to be talking about seeding. I just think like rushing the league. I mean the whole like season along trying to rush it too fast, and I don't want that because once football's done, I mean we got basketball, but that's pretty much it. Baseball's wrapping up. Like, you're gonna have the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals in the World Series, but I mean, like, football is like my main sport, so I want this to take its time. I'm enjoying each week, but. For the Chiefs, like I said, man, they're going to find themselves an identity outside of throwing the ball around, try to implement the run game, and also that Chiefs defense need to step up big time over the next couple of weeks and then keep the momentum going. Patrick Mahomes come back, because even though he comes back in about three weeks, that don't mean he's going to be 100%. So they still got to rely on like some type of like other offensive threat, like the run game or something like that, to help them go and to help him. But I don't know, just, freak injury, people blaming Andy Reid. My thing is, man, you know what? It can go two ways. Like, the guy was on a bum ankle anyway. But, injuries are part of football, so, that could have happened at any time. He could have literally just like dropped back to pass and that could have happened pretty much. But, it is what it is. I mean, he'll be back in a few weeks. It's not the end of the world in Kansas City. But, it gives them opportunity to find other ways on offense to get the job done. So when he does come back, there'll be more complete offense instead of just, so pass happy offense. So let's get into these week 7 games, man. Breaking down, give you a little injury update too. First, we got the Bills traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins, AFC East divisional, rivalry matchup here. Man, Miami ain't really been doing much. They still haven't won a game yet. As far as the injuries go for the Dolphins, you got out is Rashard Jones, safety, center Daniel Kilgore, defensive end Avery Moss, questionable was Jakeem Grant, wide receiver, and Xavier Howard. That's a cornerback for the Dolphins. For the Bills, you got questionable was Teron Johnson, hamstring, and linebacker Matt Milano, hamstring, and linebacker Corey Thompson, ankle. As far as this game go, y'all, man, like I said, man, Miami's terrible. Man, they look like they just like tanking just to get, number 1 pick here. But Buffalo, like I said, second best defense in the league, right behind New England, in my opinion. I think it goes New England, the Bills, and then you round it up with like the Bears still. But I like this Bills, defense a lot, and I think this is their key to the victory today. I mean, I like Josh Allen as well today, but he still do a lot of he still got a lot of growing pains to get through, and I just think that Miami is a complete train wreck. This is a perfect game for the Bills offense to shine through. Expect to see a big game out of Frank Gore today. I like the Bills in this one, 24-17. It might even get ugly, but I like them. I like them 24-17. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to the Cincinnati Bengals. Jacksonville's without Jalen Ramsey, who basically was traded to the LA Rams. The Rams traded Marcus Peters to the Ravens and then turned around. I think this was Tuesday night, and then the Jags traded Ramsey to the Rams, and the Rams gave him 2 first-round picks and a 4th rounder. And there's no, talk about a contract extension. Rams I don't know where they get their money from, but it's like they just got some type of unlimited monopoly funds over there. They paying everybody. But do I think it's a good? I don't think that really helps the Rams. It does, but they got other issues on their team that they need to get fixed. Like, something wrong with the offensive line over there. You got Ty Gurley. He's always hurt. You need some type of insurance over there. Jared Goff is not going to get you to win, putting the team on his back every week. That's just not going to happen. You need that 1-2 punch in Goff and Gurley, to get this team going. And defensively, Keith Talib is out. I don't think he comes back. He's able to return in week 15. I think who's the other corner? Was it Troy Hill? I believe he's the backup corner for Talib. So you got him pairing up with Ramsey over there. I'm quite sure this just Ram. I mean, they might put a little something together, but I don't think that was it was basically like an upgrade. It wasn't like we're going to add Ramsey going to elevate us to winning a Super Bowl. You just basically made an upgrade over Marcus Peters, pretty much, in my opinion. I think the Rams, I think they gave up too much for him. I mean, I understand, this kid's only he's going to turn 24, and, he's one of the best corners in the game, but I just think, they're not going to have a first-round pick, going on now. It's going to be for five years, so they, it's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it worked. They know more than I do, but I just don't see it, being as impactful for that. But it's back to the Jaguars and Bengals. So, man, the Bengals are terrible too. I think they should go ahead and just, all these rumors out here, they can go ahead and just, trade AJ Green. But who knows, man? Tyler Eifert as well was rumors were floating around about him. But who knows, man? This Jaguars team, man, pretty good. But looking at this injury update, got the Jaguars out today is Marquise Lee. Tight end Swain is out, concussion, ankle. Questionable is D.D. Westbrook. Wow. For the Bengals, of course, you got out today is AJ Green, of course, still nursing the ankle. Gordy Glenn is a injury related. He's out today. Cornerback William Jackson. Cornerback D. Kirkpatrick. Wow. Defensive end Carl Lawson. Guard John Miller. Tackle Andre Smith, and doubtful is Carlos Dunlap, defensive end. Man, that just tells me right there I'm picking the line. The Jags. I was picking them anyway, but I like the Jags today. Like I said, I'm Gardner Minshew. I'm jumping on the train. Leonard Fournette, expect him to have a nice game today. You give me the Jags, man, 27-17 over the Bengals. Next up, we got the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. And let's look at the injuries here. Out for the Vikings today has been Geedon. He is out for concussions, the linebacker, and questionable is Ken Cantrell Brothers, his hamstring. The Lions out today is defensive tackle Mike Daniels, cornerback Amani Owawi, if I said his name right. I'm sorry if I butchered it, bro. Questionable is Nick Baldwin, safety Diggs. Defensive end is Deshaun Hand, and also questionable today is cornerback Darius Slay and tackle Rick Wagner. I think all them guys is questionable going to play today. But this game right here, man, NFC North divisional game. Rivalry here. We're playing in Detroit. I expect it's going to be a good game. The Lions, man, they got screwed last week by the Packers up on Monday night. 2 hands to the face calls. it was just phantom. And I know people, putting up pictures of. I seen a whole bunch of places people putting up pictures of, look like Trey Flowers had the Packers dudes, mask. That was after the play, man. It was after the ball was released. When you see him on TV, you like, wow, the Packers caught a lot of breaks in that game, and it was like, hey, like I picked the Packers, so I was cool with my pick. But I'm just saying, like, when you see something that ain't cool, you call it out. The Lions got that end of the stick, and who knows, maybe they get made up for it today in today's game in Detroit, maybe not. But as far as the Vikings go, impressive showing last week against Philadelphia. Stephon Diggs was eating all day long. He's not gonna have a monster game that he had last week, but that was good for Kirk Cousins. My thing with Kirk Cousins is, man, you don't know which Kirk you're gonna get, one or the other. Same thing with Matthew Stafford. So it's more like it's gonna be a close game today. I like the Vikings though by 3. Give me a score of 24-21. Vikings over the Lions. Next up, we got the Oakland Raiders traveling to Green Bay to take on the Packers. This one, man, it's really pretty good. Injury report for this game, you got out today for the Raiders is Arden Key, defensive end, wide receiver Tyrell Williams, doubtful. Trenton Brown, tackle, questionable. Dwayne Harris and guard Gabe Jackson. And for the Packers out today, of course, you got Devontae Adams out, still nursing the toe. Darnell Savage is out. Darnell Savage is out. Wide receiver is doubtful today is Geronimo Allison. It's concussion and chest injuries. Tight end Robert Tonyan. Hip and questionable today for the Packers is Tony Brown, cornerback, defensive tackle Kenny Clark, and wide receiver Marquez Valdez Scantling. He's also listed as questionable today. This game right here, man, it's gonna be a close one. I think this is another close one. I mean, the Raiders are pretty sneaky, good. Like I said, I ain't too sold on Derek Carr, but this Oakland Raiders team, man, they play hard. And they come in and playing against the Packers. We all know, one of the weaknesses of Packers defense is the run. You can run all over these jokers if you please, but you still got the factor of Aaron Rodgers and what he has on offense and getting the job done. I like the Packers today though. I like them to score 28-24 over the Raiders. Oh man, slam. Next up, man, we got the LA Rams traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Man, what happened to Atlanta? Man, Atlanta's a train wreck. I think basically, man, those dudes. What? It seems like ever since they lost Super Bowl, man, they haven't been right. Man, them dudes is broken. Injury update for this game. Out today for the Rams, of course, Matthews took the broken jaw, but ain't hurt his Twitter fingers though. he got fined by the league for talking about, I believe it was the refs. Doubtful for the Rams is Malcolm Brown. Wow, oh man, woo. And but I do believe they get Todd Gurley back today. Out for the Falcons is cornerback Desmond Trufant. This game, man, like I said, man, the Rams, I'm not sold on the Rams either, and I had them winning their division. That's crazy. But as the season went on, you seeing these injuries pile up. Keep Talib is out. But they bring in Jalen Ramsey. Of course, he's going to draw Julio Jones. That'll be a good matchup today. But this Falcons team, man, they just terrible. I picked this game today. I'm picking the Rams, man. I like the Rams 30-23 over the Falcons. The Rams, oh gosh. That's maybe end up being a good game though. Playing the Dome, light it up. Goff versus Matt Ryan. Next up, we got the Texans, man. Houston Texans traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. This should be a good game, y'all. Of course, Texans coming off a big win last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Colts, hey man, Colts came off a win against the Kansas City Chiefs too 2 weeks ago. They went on a bye. Just looking at this injury report for this game, out today for the Texans. It's Titus Howard, tackle, center Greg Mance, questionable safety Tyshawn Gibson, and cornerback Jonathan Joseph, and cornerback Bradley Roby. And for the Colts, out today, got Paris Campbell. Wow. Defensive tackle Tyquan Lewis, cornerback Kenny Moore, doubtful is Malik Hooker, probably won't play. Questionables Pierre Desir, also defensive end Justin Houston. He had a big game against Kansas City. And guard Quentin Nelson. This game right here, man, look, everybody's basically crowning the Houston Texans as the big threat to New England in this AFC. Like you telling people, man, it's too early. Like, we're only in October, and y'all talking about threat to beat the Patriots, man. Like, these teams can take a turn. Every team can take a turn right now and be looking bad in November. Then we talk about somebody else. I think people just want to talk about somebody else, man. Just let these dudes play, man. But in this game right here, I do like the Colts. Like, I like them. I like them at home. If this was in Houston, I would pick the Texans. This is how this go. Cause both of these teams is darn good. I like Jacoby Brissett, and I love Deshaun Watson. Like, watching that kid play. But in this game right here, I like the Colts, get that run game established. You got T.Y. Hilton over there. I know they're missing, Campbell today, but you got T.Y. Hilton, get number one, get him implemented into this banged up, like Houston, with the Houston Texans. No Jonathan Joseph. Let's take advantage of it. I like the Colts today, close one, 23-20 over the Texans. Next up, you got a slaughter fest. San Francisco 49ers traveling to Laurel, Maryland to take on the Washington Redskins. Man, out for the 49ers today is defensive tackle DJ Jones, running back Kyle Jusick. Oh, wow. Tackle Mike McClinchy, wide receiver Debo Samuel, tackle Joe Staley, cornerback Weatherspoon. Who's that? Questionable today is the running back Mostert, and they still got they got Coleman and Burrito, so they fool. Man, them boys are cool, man. I said bulls. There we go with that East Coast slang. The Redskins, man, out today is Vernon Davis concussion. Safety Everett, linebacker Harvey Clemens, guard Wes Martin, running back Chris Thompson. Wow, heavy doses of Adrian Peterson. Old man gonna get the run today. And Geis as well. Questionable is Josh Norman with the thigh and the hand. Washington is terrible too. I mean, they finally got their win last week over Miami, but everybody beat Miami. I beat Miami. But this game right here, man, San Francisco, man, they undefeated coming in, man. These dudes, man, defense is good. Offense is good. I like that pass rush over there in San Fran with D Ford and Bosa. These dudes really get after the quarterback. Also, cornerback play. Sherman, he's looking like the Sherman of old instead of an old Sherman. Offensively, I love me some George Kittle. Yo, George Kittle, man, he reminds me so much of Gronk. And everybody, like I like Jason Kelsey, but I like Kittle better because Kittle more wants to run you over. You see Jason Kelsey get he catch pass. Look, I ain't trying to get hit and run out of bounds. But I love Kelsey. The yards of the catch, man. But Kittle, man, he be looking for that punishment, boy. I like the run game in San Fran. I'm picking the 49ers today. I think it's gonna be a whopper. 30-13 over the Redskins. Next up, you got the Arizona Cardinals versus the New York Giants. Battle of the young quarterbacks, Danny Dimes versus Kyler Murray. Injuries for these guys today. You got Cardinals out today. Zach Allen, defensive end. DJ Foster, hamstring. Tackle Brett Toth, questionable. Linebacker Dennis Gardick. Running back David Johnson. But I think David Johnson is going to play today, guys. Also defensive end Zach Kerr. Wide receiver Christian Kirk. Punter Andy Lee. Tackle Joshua Mott. Wow, they banged up. Linebacker Ezekiel Turner. And safety Charles Washington and tight end Max Williams. Giants out today is cornerback Corey Ballantyne and wide receiver Sterling Shepard. You know what that means, right? Saquon back. They get Saquon back. You get your tight end back today. You really gonna start seeing this Giants team today gonna look a little bit scary. They getting their guys back. And, like I said, Danny Dimes, watching him last week against New England, certain passes he was throwing, this dude looks good. I don't like the Giants, and y'all know it's two reasons why, as being a Patriots fan, but, just looking at the Giants, man, that especially in that division, they still got a shot to win it. And it's crazy because that division, that NFC East division is so up and down, and you got the Eagles versus the Cowboys today. And I know both of these fan bases sitting there thinking, yeah, we wouldn't have done. We on top of the division. Bruh, you still got more games to play. And it's like, Eagles hasn't seen the Giants twice yet. Cowboys only seen them once, and they beat them once. Okay. But these are totally different teams from the beginning of the season until now. I like the Giants today. As much as I like Kyler Murray and that offense over there and with the Cardinals, I like the Giants at home. I think they start to get it together. Give me a score, 28-24. Saquon back. It's going to alleviate a lot of pressure on Danny Dimes. Tight end's back. Quarterback's best friend, tight end. Bam. And then once they get Sterling Shepard back, you're going to start seeing it put together. I picked the Cowboys to go Super Bowl this year. They've been letting me down after their first 3 games. Like I said, if they ain't pay Zeke, you got Philadelphia winning it. I just slept totally on the Giants because I was expecting to see Eli rolling out here for 17 games. I didn't expect to see the breath of life get thrown into the Giants with Danny Dimes. I'm liking the kid. I'm gonna check out this game. This is one of the games I'm gonna watch today. This game with the Cardinals and the Giants. Next up, start our 4:00 slate. We got the LA Chargers. Did I give you all score? The score of this Giants Cardinals game, 28-24. Giants. Next up, got the Chargers at the Tennessee Titans today. Chargers, man, they laid the egg last week against the Steelers, man. Injury report for the Chargers, man. Out today is Nasir Adderley, safety. Running back Justin Jackson. Defensive tackle Justin Jones. Defensive tackle Brandon Bain. Doubtful today is defensive end Melvin Ingram. And questionable today is kicker Michael Bagley. Titans out today is linebacker Sharif Finch. Cornerback Chris Milton. Doubtful today is Jayon Brown, linebacker. Questionable today is Reggie Gilbert. Linebacker Cameron Wake. And tight end Delaney Walker. These guys listed as questionable. I don't know, man. Like, Chargers, man, God. You know what? Titans are starting Ryan Tannehill. Chargers are better on paper, across the board, talent-wise. The Titans, I don't know. And I don't know about the Chargers either. See, coming in, the expectations for the Chargers were so high. And it's like this every year for the Chargers. And I'm starting to think, like, when is it going to be over for Phillip Rivers? When is the Chargers going to start that plan of going to go get another quarterback and bring another quarterback in? Because we have Phillip Rivers for so many years. San Diego, L.A. And it's been the same narrative every year in, year out. When is it going to be ready for a change? You know, you seen New York went ahead and made a change to Danny Dimes, but Eli got them guys 2 Super Bowl rings. Same draft class. You know, Ben Roethlisberger looked like I don't know, it's a wreck over there with them too, but Ben got him a couple titles. You know, it's you know, I don't know. like I don't know. I think it's time, you know, to start looking at somebody else to take over for, you know, Philip Rivers. About time you need guys start looking at it running, you know, a new quarterback. But as far as this game today, man, I don't really trust the Titans, but I won't be surprised if they win. I'm going to make my pick solely off of talent across the board. So I'm going to take the Chargers, 23-17. Don't let me down today. Don't do what you did to me last week. Got home against Pittsburgh. Your whole stadium was basically a Steelers game because all the Steelers fans was there. More so than that phony LA crowd. This is why I don't like teams in LA. Because it's not, you know, like they're not a real football city. It's more like a bunch of celebrities and just like, oh, we hanging out. But then the real, you know, fans come out and they show up at your stadium and they overtake your stadium. They should have kept these jokers in San Diego. You know, same thing with the Rams, man. They should have stayed in St. Louis. Coming out here to LA, yeah, it's the money out in LA, but, you know, your fan base sucks. Straight up. And, you know, I just hate to say it because you won't see, you know, if you go to Philadelphia, you may see a couple of fans in there, you know, from a different, you know, like team supporting, you know, the opposing team. But you're not going to see, you know, 2/3 of the stadium, you know, dressed up in, say, Cowboys gear. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you're not going to see, on the flip side, you're not going to go to Dallas. It's going to be a lot of Eagles fans there tonight because we seen, you know, hey, in my area, you get the news, you see them all over the place. But you're not going to see 2/3 of Dallas Stadium, Philadelphia. You're going to see 25%. You know, maybe 30, depends. But, you know, like these LA teams, man, having that market out there is not good. I know it's for like money, but they don't have a real fan base. Some got to give, you know, and with this up and down Chargers team who gets hot, then they not, and then every year they pick them to go to, you know, do damage in the playoffs. The team is going to knock off this team. Then they don't. Like, it's just the same narrative ever since, you know, LT was there. You know, LaDainian Tomlinson. Been the same narrative every year. I remember every year it was like Peter King or somebody picking them to go to Super Bowl every single year. And used to be like, man, shut up. Just like, stop. So, but it is what it is, man. But I'm picking the Chargers today, man. Solely on talent. Give me a score 23-17. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. About day for the Saints, of course, is Drew Brees. He's still out. Jared Cook is also out, tight end. Defensive end, Hendrickson. Wow. Running back, Alvin Kamara. Ooh, another blow. And wide receiver, Traquan Smith. Bears today, questionable. Ted Larson. Bilal Nichols. Quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky. You know what? I had the Saints put down here. After reading about Kamara being out. You know, and I know Teddy Bridgewater is you know, he's good and all. Keep the same score because I think it's gonna be close, but I'm flipping over to the Bears. I like the Bears today. I think Mitchell Trubisky does play. I think he was at practice throwing, and they said he was looking good. I'm liking the Bears today, 24-23 over the Saints. Next up, we got the Ravens coming to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Welcome back, Earl Thomas. You remember last Earl Thomas on the field? Seahawks gave everybody a finger when he was on the cart going off. Injury report, man, doubtful today. Jimmy Smith, questionable. Anthony Averett, wide receiver Marquise Brown, Hollywood, cornerback Maurice Candy, and linebacker Patrick Unswar, if I said his name right. Sorry, guys. And also tackle Ronnie Stanley. For the Seahawks, you got out today as Will Disley, tight end. Doubtful is Delano Hill. Questionable Ezekiel Nsai. Tackle Dwayne Brown. Guard DJ Fluker. Defensive tackle Quentin Jefferson. Safety Bradley McDonald. This game is going to be tough. Close game. A lot of emotions in this game. Earl Thomas coming back to Seattle. Face his old team. My key here is Lamar Jackson for this game. We know Russell Wilson going to be Russ. But can Lamar Jackson do today what he been doing? You know, being a threat with his arm and his legs. More so with his arm today because we know Seattle's secondary is weak. Can he attack this secondary? Utilize your tight ends, wide receivers in space. Get the job done. Seattle's going to be Seattle. As far as the pick, I think emotion. Earl Thomas had a big day today. You bring in Marcus Peters. Help out with that secondary a little bit. I like the Ravens today. Scored 34-30 over the Seattle Seahawks. Next up, our Sunday night football game. Big one in Dallas. Philadelphia Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. NFC East. Of course, a lot of people talking about this is the who's going to be first in the division. Like I said, man, it ain't over yet. It's only October. Out for the Eagles today. Linebacker Nigel Bradham. Wide receiver Deshaun Jackson. Defensive tackle Timmy Jernigan. Cornerback Avonte Maddox. Tackle Jason Peters. Wow. Running back Darren Sproles, questionable. Cornerback Ronald Darby. Out for the Cowboys today. Anthony Brown, cornerback, questionable. Defensive end Dorrance Armstrong. Wide receiver Randall Cobb. Tackle Leal Collins. Amari Cooper. Byron Jones. Dang. Joe Looney, center. Guard Zach Martin. And tackle Tyron Smith. From what I heard is that Cobb and Cooper are planning to try to play today. This right here. Living in this area, because I don't know what goes on in the other area in Dallas, but living in this area, you get to hear a lot of the Eagle fan chatter. And past 2 weeks, rumbling. They lost last week big. They got embarrassed last week. They got embarrassed, but so did the Cowboys get embarrassed. They lost. They got blown out they got beat by the Jets. That game was ugly. Cowboys came back at the end, but still lost. It's a must win for both teams, even though it's crazy that it's October, because they got to get on the back on more so for the Cowboys than it is for the Eagles, because the Cowboys are riding on the 3-game losing streak. So this is it right here for them. They need to win. The Eagles, on the other hand, it's not so much of a big game for them. You still get Dallas again, but you get them in your house towards the end of the year. This game right here is going to come down to Dak versus Carson. A lot of people sleep on Dak. Dak, that Cowboys offense goes as far as Zeke could carry him. Philadelphia got a good run-stopping defense. They're ranked number one. They're probably still ranked number one. But with the run defense. Cowboys, they gotta find a way to get Zeke involved, whether it's getting, touches, passing him out of the backfield or giving the handoff. It's gonna be kind of hard going against that banged up offensive line of the Cowboys. Philadelphia can put pressure on the quarterback. Haven't really seen it like that since the Jets game, but they're playing like Luke Falk. Cowboys looked terrible last week against the Jets. It's a tough game to pick, man. I don't even want to pick this game. You know what? Hey, we're gonna flip a coin, man. I got a coin right here. I got a bottle cap. We're gonna flip a bottle cap. Oh man, we're gonna flip a bottle cap. Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna take the Eagles, man. I'm gonna take the Eagles. Give me a score. 27-24. Win by field goal. Last 4 seconds of the game. Kick field goal in the game. Eagles walk off, field goal win. Jake Elliott. And then, it'll be a whole lot of Cowboys bashing all over Facebook and Instagram and Twitter for the next couple days. But That's it for that. It's gonna be a good game though. I'm gonna watch that. It's gonna be nice. And last but not least, a Monday night football matchup: New England Patriots traveling to Jersey. Well, it's Rutherford. Take on the New York Jets. AFC East divisional game, divisional rivals. Sam Darnold's back. He looked pretty good last week. Don't have the injury report. All I know is right now is that Josh Gordon is not playing tomorrow. So that came out early. You're not going to get the rest of the report until tomorrow. But this game right here, New England needs help, man. They need a receiver. And I'm not saying because Josh Gordon is out. They needed one before then. And I've been looking at Josh Gordon over the past couple of weeks, and I was like, maybe he's hurt. You know, I know he got hurt last week against the Giants at home, and he hurt his knee, but I think he was hurt before then. But they said he's battling. He was also battling like an ankle injury, so maybe that's it. Because he don't look explosive as he was, you know, a year ago before he left the game. But the only guy out there getting separation is Julian Edelman. And y'all know, Patriots fan, but I keep it 100. Like, there's no other way I can talk. I can't sit up here and be like, oh, that's gonna blow him out. We're gonna go undefeated. No, New England got issues, man. Offensive line has to get fixed up, and I think that get fixed once Isaiah Wynn comes back to tackle. The run game needs to get going. You know, losing James Devlin for the year is huge. Like, that helped that run game out. Look at Sony Michel's carries and yards per carry when James Devlin is there, and look at him when he's not there. And you're going to see, like, wow, even when James Devlin was healthy and was playing, the plays they ran when it was just Sony, the single back, compared to when they went I formation. You know, James Devlin is huge for the run game. And they have to find a way to get the job done running the ball, because that's going to be a key for them going forward. And they need a receiver. Like I said, you know, I'm not even thinking about Josh Gordon injury. It was before then. Like, yeah, Philip Dorsett, but when you got these guys going up against, like now, Dorsett probably play tomorrow night, but he's going to take on a number 2 corner. That's not going to help his game out. Like, yeah, you get N'Keal Harry in a couple weeks. Maybe that's the answer. Who knows? But when you bring up people like Antonio Brown, this Patriots fan base is so fickle. And they think that, you know, just because you got Tom Brady, you don't need nothing else. Brady's aging, man. This right here is what you said. And you see when they had Antonio Brown, not saying Antonio Brown's the answer. Maybe they make a trade. You know, they got rumors. Been linked to, like, you know, a couple different targets. Even a couple tight ends been, you know, linked to New England over the past couple weeks. Trade deadline's the 29th. But when you look at, you know, like New England, and you look at Tom Brady, you're like, yeah, Brady's aging. Brady ain't got that much time left. You try to win another one before it's all said and done. Because I don't think Jared Stidham's going to be, you know, the guy at the end. I mean, like, he's probably going to be there. And I know Bill's going to coach him up. But I don't think he's going to have, you know, the it factor like what Brady got. And, you know, that's the whole point. Like, I think, you know, New England fans just need to realize, like, yo, this team needs help, and why not give you a guy the most help he can get? You know, oh, we don't want Antonio Brown back, man. You know what? That's only a little percentage of that fan base. A lot of this fan base, they want Antonio Brown back, and I think a lot of people may get over it. Like, and you want to talk about like what he done? You know, if this stuff is, you know, true or not. But the owner, Robert Kraft, was in the same situation, bro. like he up there in the parlor getting a little, you know, tug and rub. You know what I mean? Like, come on, stop. Like, you know, this fan base, man. Like I said, sometimes, like I said, I'm a Patriots fan, man, but there's a lot of times that I cannot stand Patriots fans because they don't like to keep it real. You know, they break off this undefeated stuff. Like, yo, like you gotta look at these teams that they beat so far is more so a blessing because they haven't found who they are on offense yet. And to be honest, they need a receiver. They need another receiver, whether it be a tight end, whether it be a wide receiver. They need another weapon for Tom Brady to get by. Because Julian Edelman, yeah, he been playing hurt, and he been only getting open. and it showed against the Bills and it showed against the Jets. You're gonna see it again tomorrow against the Jets again. It even showed against the Redskins. Like, yo, and it showed against the Giants. They need a receiver. They need somebody that's going to fill in. You got Ben Watson, but who knows what he got left? So just looking at New England, they're looking at the Jets. The Jets got a heck of a defense. Offensively, Darnold's played pretty good when he came back last week. Le'Veon Bell hasn't gotten it going yet. Receiver wise, you got Demaryius Thomas talking junk. That might be some motivation for that defense. Put the clamps on him. But we know Roby's going to draw Gilmore. That's going to be a heck of a matchup. It's going to be, McCourty or Jones going to get, Demaryius Thomas. Somebody shut that dude down. And Demaryius Thomas ain't what he used to be. For him to be talking like he was talking, it's like, bruh, like, stop. Like, I didn't want him in New England in the first place. I'm like, because he's soft to me. And when I say soft, I'm thinking about years ago, Broncos, Patriots. Jason McCourty lit that man up, and he just dropped the ball. He ain't want no parts of the ball. Nope. I don't want to catch it. I'm good. And, you look at that Seattle Super Bowl game. Nah, bro. I'm not catching the ball here either. I'm looking at Bam Bam Cam coming over here. Nope. Not at all. Not me. Nah, bro. But this, like I said, it's a big rivalry. A lot of people think it's going to be a smoke. I got the Pats by 10. Give me a score of 27-17. But that's it for me. Hey, that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the Sunday and tomorrow night game, Monday Night Football. The recap of our picks. Got the Patriots over the Jets, Eagles over Cowboys, Ravens over Seattle, Bears over Saints, Chargers over Titans, Giants over Cardinals, 49ers over Redskins, Colts over Texans, Rams over Falcons, Packers over Raiders, Vikings over Lions, Jaguars over Bengals, and Bills over Dolphins. And that's it for me today, guys. My voice starting to crack up a little bit. And you can hit that, ginger tea real quick. That's it. Allergies and all this stuff acting up. But I appreciate you guys for listening, man. If you want Instagram, make sure you follow me at Hubs Huddle. Twitter, Hubs Huddle, and on Facebook at Hubs Huddle as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, like my page, follow me, man. Come on, let's go. If whoever like sports, turn them on to the podcast. Something enlightening, refreshing. Good, average, individual take on sports today. It's me. But until then, man, y'all be blessed and enjoy this Sunday, man. Until next time, it's your boy Hub, and I'm out. Peace.